Hi, welcome back to the Backyard Wood Shop. I'm Tom Ryder. Today's project is a quick and easy one, super simple to build. You just need a few tools and a little bit of plywood and you can make this. It's a battery rack for my Milwaukee M18 batteries. They lock in, it holds them secure. You can mount them up one way or the opposite way. It's irrelevant, and the battery itself is what locks it in. The design really helps, but you can buy these commercially or you can make your own. I chose to make my own and show you how. If you want to get free plans, stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll tell you how. To get started, you're going to need to start off with a piece of stock. You're going to want it 5 inches long by 2 inches wide. This material here is just floor underlayment. It's just under 1/4 inch thick. Works perfect to slide into the grooves of the battery. You can use all the way up to 1/4 inch thick plywood, but that's about it. That's your limit. Now this is for Milwaukee batteries, so if you're just doing this in your shop and you're not going to be on a vehicle like me, you could literally just cut these out and not make the notch that I'm going to make. And these will set perfectly in there. You just put one on each side. But for us that are in vehicles, or we just want it to be really secure, we're going to make it so that the battery locks in. So how we do that is we start off with a pattern. And that pattern, you can either lay it out on a board like I did and draw it on each side, or you can do the layout. The layout, if we start from the top, we'll make a mark at 3/4 down. Then we'll start from the top, make a mark at 3/16 down. And then we'll make a mark from the side over 3/16 and then over again to 3/8 at the 3/16 mark. And that'll give you your angle that you need. And the angle is roughly about 54.7 degrees. It's not that critical, but I like to be as accurate as I can. So, but you could also, on your pattern, you can make this both sides at the same time to help speed up the process. But I like to gang these together, and I found about 4 or 5 boards will work. If you're really good at sawing by hand, you could probably do all of them at once. And then what I did was I drew marks everywhere so that I could stay in alignment. You can see it on the sides, on the top. And so what we're going to do is we're going to stack our pieces, get them lined up, and then we're going to, I always like to start at the top, cut down both edges. If something gets out of line, just line it back up. There we go. And then now all you have to do is make your cut. So I'll show you how that process is going to work. I'm using a reverse saw here. Just remember to cut on the waist side of the line. And I like to just go ahead and cut past what I'm doing. There we go. And you can see that having those marks on the top helped me stay in alignment. Then we're just going to go across here. Just make sure that you keep your material stacked nice and tight. You could always screw these together if you really were worried about it. And then what I do is I just take them like this. Now if I want to do the angle next, or you could do the straight next, it really doesn't matter. There we go. Now we'll do the angle. You can see just that quickly we've got our pattern cut out. And it looks pretty good. You can always take a square and double check it that it stayed square, but you know, I tried doing this with trying to figure out a better way to do it with machinery. The handsaw just dominated. It was just so much more convenient. There we go. So just that quickly, I cut out all of these. Now, one of the other things you could do is take one of these, stick it onto the next stack, and use that as a guide for your saw if you wanted. I prefer just laying them out. But yeah, you can see I've got that many, 5 of them already set. And then when you need a half piece through here, then you would just rip one of these in half. You just hold your piece against the backstop. You're just gluing and tacking them in. This doesn't take long at all. You can probably build this whole project in under an hour. You're just going to take and lay a little glue down. Take one of your pieces here, squeeze it in. I put my 1.5 inch spacer here, move this into place, hold that there. I've got a little 1/4 inch staples here, just put it in a couple spots. That just really, the glue is what's gonna cause all the strength. Staples are just a clamp, really. One of the things that I try in here, I keep doing different little versions of it just to kind of help you guys out. One of them is that I added a secondary board, one on the back and one on the top now. It really helps stiffen this up. So if you're going to be mounting it horizontally like this, this gives you more surface so that you could screw it into a block. If I was going to do it, I'd probably use like a 45 or a 30 degree, something to kind of let the battery's weight hold against it. Now in my truck I'm going to be going vertically. What I had to do just on some of them, if you get it a little off, is you'll just need to slightly round this sharp edge over, going, you know, both ways. It just makes it so much easier. And you can just do that with a file. Just a stroke or two, and then those really lock in place. So I've got the battery rack mounted in the truck. I've got it loaded up with my batteries. I'll pull that out so you can see it. It makes it super easy to get to the batteries. You know, I can just come around here to the side and just grab what I need and then slide the slide out right back in. So I've got batteries mounted. As the smallest one is the 2 amp hour here at the end, all the way up to the 12, and you can interchange any of these spaces with any battery. So it's a really handy rack. It's solid. I don't think it's going to give me any trouble. It's going to give me plenty of service over the years. The nice thing is you can hear that real positive lock, and you know that your battery is not going anywhere. Gravity alone, I think, would hold these in place, but I just wanted that extra insurance being in a vehicle that they wouldn't pop up or anything and move around. Now, if you want to get the plans to this, all you have to do is email me at backyardwoodshop@gmail.com, and I'll send those right out to you. Just in the subject line, just put Milwaukee battery rack plan, and I'll take care of you. I try to do that in 24 hours or less most of the time. So if you got something out of this video, please hit that like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And until next time, I'll see you in the backyard.